This is a 71 Gibson, as far as I can tell. And had a lot of problems. I got it cheap because it's all busted up. So first is the neck was cracked here, and it like folded over like that. So that's why this line is here. I fixed that. I just glued it back together. It had been repaired previously with screws and epoxy. You can see there's 3 screw holes there. I filled in. And but when I got it, it was re-broken after the screws and epoxy. So anyway, I used this stuff because that was recommended on by guitar makers everywhere. Seems to be holding. Also, the neck was like split. I don't know if you can see that right there. And that's why the neck is currently disassembled. So after I glued the headstock back together, I tried to string it up, and it had a pretty good curve in it. I don't know if you can see that. In the neck, I'll call it relief. Lots of relief, and tightening the truss rod did not change the relief at all. Basically, the truss rod wasn't broken or anything. It just didn't pull the neck back. So I had no idea why. So I thought, there's something wrong with the wood curving the truss rod. I thought maybe it had disintegrated or something, or cracked like the neck. So I think that's why the neck was split here. It's split right there. Was because this had been tightened so much that it split the head, because somebody was trying to set the relief on it and couldn't do it. That's my theory anyway. So I took this off. I took the fingerboard off. There's a million videos online how to do it. I just use heat from this thing. I started at 100, and I ended up at about 300 because it wasn't really doing anything at 100. I might have been around 320 or something. So I heated it with this. I heated the fingerboard with that, and then used a knife here to just work my way gradually down. Trying to hold the camera and do this like that, and it just popped off very nicely. It's a real nice ebony neck. It's got 518 on it. I wonder what that means. Or it might be 51.8, but I can't tell if that's writing on there. That writing survived being glued and unglued, which is pretty remarkable. But if anyone knows what that means, I would love to hear it. Okay, so why wasn't the truss rod working? Well, once I got the neck off, this part of the I pulled this out, I pulled this wood out. I broke it a little bit, but it's not too bad. Easily fixed. And it's in really good shape. But what I noticed was that the seams along the center here were like you could see the seams here. You know, they weren't, the glue had broken loose, so it appeared. So my theory is that the truss rod was just not pushing against this wood because the wood had come unglued. This came out pretty easily with I just used a big razor. And I did the same thing. I heated, you know, with this. I just heated along here and sliced with the razor all the way down. Yeah, and it came out rather easily. So, what's next? I'm going to re-glue this thing in here and see if that fixes my truss rod not working anymore problem. I damaged these, you can see there's some heat damage there. I damaged the pickup cover. Those are 1974 super distortions. Those were very easy to date. They have very distinct square tab and markings on them underneath. But the guitar was pretty hard to date. Maybe I'll go through how I dated it later in the video or something. I think it's 71. But that's a guess. Alright, let's glue this thing together. Let's make sure the truss rod's nice and loose before I glue it. Because it's gonna tighten when I bend it with this piece of wood. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little marking on here so that I get this back in the right spot. That should work. I could get more downward push on it though if I used this. Because then it would push on just the... I don't know if I can do that one. Yeah. What do you think? Like that? Then I'm just pushing on the pushing down on the centerpiece there. I like that. Just put a little glue on the Q-tip here. Okay, a lot of glue. Got a wet cloth here to try and get up some of this glue. I'll check a dry spot. And it's ready for clamp. Put that on, I guess. I think we'll just let that dry for now. Feels flush. So here's how I dated this guitar, if I can remember. In this type of bridge came out in 71. So that would mean it has to be at least 71 if this is in fact the original bridge, which, since it's completely different than the finish than the string holder part, whatever that's called, I can't swear to that. This is nickel and this is chrome. And plus, I don't know if you can see, but one of the string guides is from a different bridge as well. It's backwards, so it's this one flipped around, because each one has a curve to it, so it can only go one way. So that's from 71. That makes the earliest it could be is 71. In 72, though, supposedly, the joint where the neck joins the body, which is this line right here. Probably can't see it, but there's a line right there on the exterior, is at, prior to 71 and prior, it's at the 18th fret, and after 72, it's at the 20th fret. So that means since mine is at the 18th fret, it's prior to 72, and the harmonica bridge only came in 71, so that means that's why I think this guitar is a 71. I can't swear to it because this bridge does not appear to be original, or it might be, I just don't know. The case in the 60s was yellow, and in 1970 they went to a red interior, the velvet that's on the inside. Mine is yellow from the 60s. So is it a 70s guitar in a 60s case? I don't know. What's up, cat? What are you meowing to? Why did you take apart a 71 Gibson? What's wrong with you? I know. I'm just going to let that sit for 24 hours. This has a bit of a curve to it, so while that's drying, I'm just going to see. I don't know if you can see, but it's curved. But anyway, since I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm just going to some bricks I'll just put on here, make it lay flat or flat-ish while it's drying. Probably won't do anything, but what? grab him, cat. You're a good cat. Go make me a sandwich.